Everyone, please stand. Welcome to the Cade Museum for our Rotary Club of Gainesville meeting for today. May the 4th be with you. Matthew didn't get that. Yes, Star Wars reference. My name is Tom Collette, your Sergeant at Arms for our club. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, we ask that you please register your participation by sending us an email at info@rotarygainesville.org. We have a full slate today with a lot going on, so let's get right into it. We begin our meeting, as we do, with song and Pledge of Allegiance. Gordon is behind us today. Hello, Gordon. We'll all sing God Bless America. Are you ready? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Now we pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now please remain standing for our invocation today offered by Eric Spivey. I don't see him on Zoom. We have a stand-in from the bullpen. Now pitching for your Gainesville Rotary Club. I give you, in a pinch, this guy's great, Ian Fletcher.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you. We thank you for yet another day that we're able to come and enjoy Rotary in person. We thank you for the changes that we've come through, and we thank you for where we are. We remember those that we've lost. We remember those that are still in pain, that are still suffering, that are still in need. And Lord, we continue to work so that we can make changes in our community, that everyone will be able to have the upward mobility they need in life. We thank you now. In your Son's name, amen.
If you are a visiting Rotarian or a guest, please remain standing. Don Bugos has the microphone to bring to you so you may get your appropriate introduction.
I'm John Gregory. We have several guests today. You can see all of them are standing up. First of all, oh, sorry. Is that better? Are you sure? Okay. Anyway, this is Harlow and her mom. You want to clap? It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Harlow and his father. This is Ella and her mom. This is Carly Mickle, or is it Michael?
It's Michael.
It's Michael, okay. And this is Charbonnet. Okay. Applause for them. Okay. This is Mrs. Floyd. Mrs. Floyd. She is the teacher for Harlow and her dad. Okay. You go ahead. And this is Samuel and his father. Here they are.
Welcome all. It is our first meeting here in the month of May, so now we recognize our Rotarians who have birthdays in this glorious month. If you are here and on location with us today at the Cade Museum, bring your $1 or more to Matthew Brady here at table number 1. These are our Rotary birthdays for this month. Marcia Eubank. You can applaud, yeah, if you'd like. Lisa Mueller. Catherine Fluck Price. Doug Wilcox. Buddy Irby. Sally Lawrence. Ryan Kremser. Dominic Scorpio. Marianne Westfall. Harry Shaw. Parker Van Hart. Nancy Hart. Wes Eubank. You brought your fan club today, Wes, I see. Doc Coker. Shane McIntosh. Don Robertson. Mike Conroy. Bill Stasowicz. Tom Summers. And Jolene Cacciatore Miller. And now we'll sing happy birthday to our fellow Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Who is that? We do have one announcement before we turn the meeting over to your president, and we also have a poem today. Don't start groaning yet. We have the announcement first, okay? Joining us via Zoom with an important announcement for all Rotarians, here's TJ Pichet. TJ.
Thanks, Tom. Hi, everybody. We've got a number of things going on the next few weeks. Tomorrow, if you're able to, we're going to be going to Catholic Charities to participate in the backpack program again. If you would like to sign up for that, please go ahead and sign up using the bulletin. This Saturday, we're going to be building a fence at the Child Center in Southwest Gainesville. I know many of you were thinking, I don't know how to build a fence. Neither do I, but I'll be there. So I hope to see you as well. And then on May 15th, we're going to be doing a fun and fellowship tour of the Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings homestead in Cross Creek. And that'll be 9 a.m. on May 15th. And we do hope to see you at those. If you have any questions or you have any ideas for future events, please reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing you guys in person again soon.
Thank you, TJ. And now it's time for a special Mother's Day poem. Here is John Gregory.
This one's called Have a Sound Mother's Day. My mom told me she's losing her hearing. She can't even hear a loud phone ring. To an offer I made to buy her an aid, Mom said, no, I won't hear of such a thing. The tale of a to-be new brother. Ask the pregnant mother. The temp of the baby, it's hot in there maybe. His mom said, no, it's womb temperature. The alarm went off, beep, beep, beep. Awoke Mom from a slumber so deep. Sometimes she'd feel jumpy and often gets up grumpy. But this morning she'll just let Dad sleep. Grumpy Dad. My mom's quite precious to me. My life, shape and support did she. But she won't take the blame for my actions in saying, he gets that from his father's family. Happy Mother's Day.
They just keep getting better and better, don't they? Thank you very much, John. No, that was great. Coming from a guy who can't write poetry. Just about time now to turn over this meeting to your president, but I do have one quote that's appropriate because it is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, as I said earlier. And for Ian stepping in, that was fantastic for the invocation. This quote is from Yoda. Do or do not, there is no try. And with that being said, please welcome to the podium here today for our meeting, your president, Matthew Brady.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, he sent me all these Star Wars quotes, and I'm like, it's Science Fair Day. What are you doing, Tom? Because he always sends great quotes, but it just completely went over my head today. So I thank you. To our students, I was glad to see some smiles. I promise you, though, that Dr. Gregory was a much better professor than jokester. So do not be afraid. I always enjoy this day for Science Fair, being able to see young students with great projects to inspire us. You know, we spent a lot of time and resources this year on education, and here's a real life example in presentation before us today. You all, when we collect the birthday money, it's not a punishment. We actually send that back to Reading Safari program that we do. So just so you know, all those things add up in little pieces, and they make big impacts out there. So members, this Saturday, May 8th, if you're not able to go out and work and would able to be at home and Zoom, there's district training, and that's open to all leadership, all avenue chairs, whatever area you're in or would like to know about more areas, but there's district training starting online. And that email went out today. So all the details are in there. If you can, please do that. There'll be a kickoff session with past international president Barry Razin speaking, and then there'll be some breakouts for different topics. So please look at that if you can. But you know, if you're able to get out and work, do that, and the other will be recorded and can look at it later. So with that said, I am going to turn the meeting back over to Dr. John Gregory and allow him to introduce today's presentation. Thank you.
Today, I know you all want me to have a limerick for the science folks. I do. Two amoebas. We're hoping to get a little time for them a bit. They talked to recover. The one said to the other, I really need to split. Today we'll hear from three of our middle school students. Two of them are sixth graders and one is an eighth grader. They have all won prizes at the state science fair. You can save your questions till after they've done their presentations. Okay, first will be our eighth grader from Westwood Middle School, Eleanor Wicke. Her presentation is oil spills. Hair today, gone tomorrow. It's kind of like me, right? Go, Ella.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Nowicki. I am 13 years old, and I'm an eighth grader at Oakview Middle School. My project is Oil Spills, Hair Today, Gone Tomorrow, Dogs to the Rescue. It is a continuation of a previous year's project. So what I did was I used dog hair to clean oil spills. In the year of 2019, during the summer, I saw a lot of articles about oil spills, and I saw that the materials being used to clean these oil spills are not exactly economically or environmentally friendly. They use things like fire, chemicals, trash, and debris, which harms our environment more than helping it. So I wanted to find an economically friendly alternative. So there we go. Okay. So I, in 2019, decided to use human hair to clean oil spills. I then continued this project using 7 different types of dog breeds to clean oil spills. So these dog breeds, just background information, These dog breeds are, first breed was Shih Tzu, then breed 2 was Yorkie, breed 3 was a Schnauzer, breed 4 Maltipoo, breed 5 was an Aussie, breed 6 was a Golden Retriever, and breed 7 was a Portuguese water dog, which is actually my dog. His name is Flynn. So I had 2 research questions, which were, is dog hair an effective material for cleaning oil spills? And if yes, what type of dog hair, specifically by breed, is most effective? And then, is it more effective than human hair for cleaning oil spills? I hypothesized that dog hair would be effective for cleaning oil spills, that dog breed number 7 would be the best for cleaning oil spills, and that it would do better, or well, equally as effective as human hair. So these were my materials. I did use real crude oil from Texas so that my results were as accurate as possible. These are some pictures from when I was doing the experiment. So in the second picture here, I have the hair in a pantyhose in what is called a boom to put in the crude oil so that it can gather up the oil. So what I did was that I used 18-gram booms, and I put 300 milliliters of water and 125 milliliters of crude oil into a measuring cup. And then I put the boom in there and moved it around after some time, took it out, and then measured how much was left. And I repeated this 5 times for each dog breed. So this was my data. So through this experiment, after the 5 trials, dog breed number 7 did the best. It absorbed on average 122.4 milliliters of dog hair or of crude oil. And the one that did the worst was the Golden Retriever. These are my graphs. And then I compared the dog hair absorbing the oil to human hair. And even the dog breed that did the worst did much better by 2 milliliters than the human hair that did the best last year. Although 2 milliliters seems like a small difference, it actually made a crucial difference. And it shows that dog hair is better for cleaning oil spills than human hair is. So, as my results show, dog hair is effective and efficient for cleaning oil spills. Dog breed number 7 did do the best, which proves my hypothesis. And here was the average for human hair and dog hair. So dog hair on average did 97.14%, and human hair only collected 87.3%. This is in order of which dog breeds did best to worst. And then my conclusion, dog hair is a potentially effective material for cleaning oil spills. Dog breed number 7 absorbed the most amount of crude oil, and dog hair is likely more effective than human hair for cleaning oil spills. So I did have some limitations, however, which were that the experiment with human hair was done at a different time. I had a limited number of trials because I did not have a lot of dog hair to use. And there were small differences in the dimensions of the boom because I can't get the dimensions to be exactly the same each time. And then that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions for me? None? After? Okay.
Now our first 6th grader, Sam Larman, is going to present how does the type of liquid give a plant affect its growth? Go, Sam.
All right, hello. So is my presentation up? All right, hello. My name is Sam Lauerman. I'm a 6th grader at Westwood Middle School, and I'm presenting my science project, which is how does the type of a is this microphone on? All right. How does the type of liquid given to a plant affect its growth? So the purpose of my experiment was to find out how the type of liquid given to my pea seeds would affect their growth, because this could be important information from anyone from novice gardeners to farmers trying to grow their plants faster. So my hypothesis was that if the pea seed was given carbonated water, then it would grow faster than if it was watered with regular water or Gatorade. Because carbonated water holds some nutrients that are important to plants' growth and development. So among my materials were my 6 pea seeds, my 6 test tubes, and my 7 cans of carbonated water, some tap water, 1 ball of Gatorade, and some dirt. The control in my experiment was the pea plant watered with water, and my constants were the type of plant, the amount of water given to the plant each time, the test tube the plant is in, and the type of soil and the amount of soil. The independent variable in my experiment was the type of liquid given to the plant, and the dependent variable was the height of the plant. So how I did this was I gathered my materials and I then put my 6 pea seeds in a cup of water and let them sit overnight to germinate. Then I filled each of my test tubes with 40 grams of dirt and made a small hole in them with the handle of my spoon. I dropped 1 pea seed into each hole and I covered it with dirt completely. I watered the first 2 seeds with 3 drops of water from my pipette, watered the second 2 seeds with 3 drops of Gatorade, and watered the last 2 seeds with 3 drops of carbonated water. And I rinsed out the pipette each time I switched to different liquid. And I repeated the watering once a day for 1 week. And after that 1 week, I pulled up the plants. I measured from the bottom of the roots to the very top of the leaves, and I recorded it in a bar graph. Here's some pictures of me doing my experiment. You can see they grew to a good height. But no. All right, here's my graph. You can see the date they go for. All right. Oh yeah. So here's the results. So the 2 seeds watered with water, they grew to heights of 23 centimeters and 24.5 centimeters, with an average height of 23 3/4 centimeters. The second treatment, the 2 seeds watered with Gatorade, they grew to heights of 28 centimeters, a very impressive height, and that one did not grow at all. So average height of 14 centimeters only. And the 2 watered with carbonated water, again, one did not grow, and the second one only grew at 26.5 centimeters, with an average height of 13 1/4 centimeters. As you can see in the graph, my data. So the first 2 watered with water, they both grew, which is considerable with my experiment. And the second one, Gatorade, 28 centimeters, that's one to grow, same as carbonated water. So in analysis, I have mixed results because if I look at the average tallest plant, or if I look at the individual heights, it's the one watered with Gatorade that grew the tallest. But then if I look at the best averages, then the one watered with water had the best average because both of them actually grew. So I've issued outliers because the 2 that did not grow, one watered with Gatorade, one watered with carbonated water, the seeds were moldy. So it took away half my data, but I couldn't just use the averages because I've issued seed quality, because it could have been that the seeds were just bad seeds and that the ones watered with carbonated water and Gatorade is just unlucky and I lost half my data because of that. Or it could have been an issue of the Gatorade or carbonated water causing the seeds to mold and therefore being a bad solution for watering. So because of this, I cannot conclude with anything of my experiment because I needed a bigger sample size. Because when one of my seeds in each treatment molded, it took away 50% of my data, which was a very big deal. So I needed a bigger sample size of at least, I would say 4 or 5 per treatment instead of 2. And if I were to do this again, I repeat it several times. And as I said, a much bigger sample size. This is the end. Thank you for listening. My name's Sam Lauerman.
Our second sixth grader, Harlow Knowles, and she's from Westwood Middle School. She will present how do different aerodynamic clay shapes affect their smoke pattern in a wind tunnel. Got that? I want you to take notes because I'm sure you understand all of this.
Hi, my name's Harlan Knowles. I'm from Westwood Middle School. And my essential question is, how do different aerodynamic clay shapes affect their smoke pattern in a wind tunnel? My presentation will be broken up into 4 different categories. My inspiration, second, my hypothesis, variable, steps, and procedures, third, my data and analysis, and fourth, my lessons learned. I'm a swimmer, and one night after swim practice, I wondered why some strokes are faster than others in water. When I researched, I soon found out that objects move through air and water at a quicker pace in a streamlined form. I got my experiment shapes from an amazing NASA study on aerodynamics and coefficients of drag, and that's where I got my 5 main shapes. By each of the shapes, it has an orange CD, and that is the coefficients of drag, and the larger the number, the higher the coefficients of drag, the less aerodynamic, and the lower coefficients of drag, the more aerodynamic. My hypothesis was if a shape is more aerodynamic, meaning it has a lower coefficients of drag, the smoke pattern in the wind tunnel will be less disturbed and more streamlined in the smoke pattern. Some of my constants were the smoke pattern in the wind tunnel, the smoke coming out of the smoke device, the relative size of the clay shapes, and my independent variable is my custom-made clay shapes. My dependent variable was the smoke pattern in the wind tunnel, and my control was NASA shapes and known coefficients of drag. My methods. My materials and methods. So how I made my experiment was I took an empty soda bottle, I cut off the back of it, and I put a bamboo skewer right at the middle of the end of it. And I put the vacuum on like the soda cap area and the smoke device on the end, and the smoke was sucked through into the vacuum and over the shapes. My steps. I built my experiment by gathering my materials and molding my custom-made clay shapes and creating the wind tunnel. I tested my experiment by installing the shapes inside of the wind tunnel, admitting the smoke, and creating the vacuum pressure. I documented by using a camera to take videos and photos of the shapes in the wind tunnel, their smoke pattern in the wind tunnel. And I analyzed by taking select images and creating the grid on the screen, and counting the grid cells how far back. My results. The goal in the experiment was that the smoke would go over a shape. Once the smoke went over the shape, it would stay in a streamlined, compact form and would not leave that even when it hit the shape. The foil was my most aerodynamic shape, and the plate was my least aerodynamic, which means the foil had a lower coefficients of drag and the plate had a higher coefficients of drag. this is my smoke pattern. I graphed it by putting the graph on one of the shapes. I took 6 photos of the shapes when they were in action, and I chose at random a few of the shape, the one image from each of the 5 shapes, and put a graph on it. And I put a center line and counted how far back from the center line with each individual grid, and how far back, how far up, and how far below. And the images right below it are the smoke pattern in the wind tunnel, not with the shapes there. My smoky summary was I counted so I had I had below, so how far below the green line, how far above the green line, and then the width, the difference between the two. And then I had the average width, the average distance, the average width, the average length, and the ratio to width to length, and their rankings. My results were very similar to NASA's, in that we both had foil for first and most aerodynamic, and plate for last and least aerodynamic. And this answers my question on swimming and why some strokes are faster than water than others. And this shows that a child can get the same results that a high-tech laboratory can with a homemade soda bottle vacuum-powered wind tunnel. Thanks.
Yeah, there's one. Got another one? There you go. Uh-huh. Okay, each one of you take a microphone. That way they can ask you questions and you can answer.
So are you asking which one of us has the most definitive results as far as our experiments go?
So the question is, are you going to go forward with the results? So I already have. There is a company called Matter of Trust. They already use hair to clean oil spills. However, they use all types of hair, dog hair and human hair together. I wanted to separate that. The first year that I did this project, I contacted them, and I am planning on contacting them again to share my new results this year.
Okay. I haven't done anything else with it. Next year, I plan on doing the same thing, but more with hydrodynamics rather than aerodynamics, to get more into the question of water. And I got some letter from NASA, and I'm going to keep looking into it.
I possibly could repeat my experiment since my results were very inconclusive, with a much bigger sample size and more variables, possibly maybe different liquids, more diverse liquids too. So I could possibly repeat my experiment, but I currently do not have any plans to do that. But it is a possibility.
So the hair, What happens? So the question is, what happens to the hair when it is left in the environment? So, can you elaborate on the question? Like, do I dispose of the hair, or like when it's used for cleaning the oil spills themselves in the ocean? Okay. Well, I dispose of the hair at the Alachua County Hazardous Waste Disposal Center. However, as for in the ocean, I assume that they do the same thing. They collect all the oil and then dispose of it in a similar way that I did. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I did not go that far, and there's no research explaining anything about that. So, however, that is something that I can look into in future years.
One at a time, do each one of you see science in your career choices in the future?
Yes. The question, I'm sorry, the question is, do one of you see science in your future? I do.
Not really.
Possibly, and actually definitely, because I would say most careers have science, math, and all the skills we are learning today.
Back in the back, stand up, say your name. I'm Greg. Any of y'all taken classes here at the Cade Museum?
The question is, have any of you taken classes here at the Cade Museum? I have not.
Neither have I.
This is my first time visiting, so no, but I hope to visit more. This is a pretty amazing building.
If I may suggest they do amazing things here, you guys would love it.
Thank you.
Stand up.
Yes. Well, so the question is, why did I choose carbonated water as my hypothesis for why it would be the best water you're playing with? Well, I did some research and I found that water is just plain water, and then carbonated water is basically water plus some. So I eliminated water as a basic choice. And I did some research on Gatorade, and I found out that the electrolytes in Gatorade do not work the same on plants, sadly. And the salt in Gatorade actually dehydrates the plants from within. So that seems like a very bad choice to me. And carbonated water, I know it's not just water and carbonation. They also put other stuff into it. And I did some research on that, and those seemed the best choice out of the three of them to me.
Our next question comes from online. Again, looking at dog hair. What made you believe different types of dog breed would produce different results? And what drew you to hypothesize that breed number 7 would be the most effective?
So the question is, why did I believe that different dog breed hairs would have different results, and why did I choose dog breed number 7? So as for the different results with different dog hair has what makes up dog hair is different. There's dog fur, dog hair, and all of it is different. It depends. Like, I washed all the dog hair after I got it back from the groomers, but if dog hair is just very different from human hair, and overall all of the components to it are different and they vary by dog breed. As for dog breed number 7,
You wanted your dog to win?
that too. Mainly also because my dog's hair, it's dog hair, not dog fur. I saw that it was somewhat similar to human hair, but also his hair seems to be thicker. It seemed thicker to me than the other dog hairs. And his hair was curly, which means that when you stretch the hair out, there's a larger surface area for the oil to coat it.
Next question is online as well from Jenny. I'm just going to read it. She said it. Water guy, did you test the pH level of the soil before you planted?
I did not test the pH of the soil before I planted, but I used the exact same soil for each of my test tubes. So I feel like if the pH affected the seeds, then it could have affected the seeds, but it might have affected all of the seeds, not just two in my treatments. But I used the exact same soil for all 6 of my test tubes. But I did not test the pH of my soil.
Next question. It's funny. Another dog question. How would you collect enough dog hair for a large oil spill?
So the question is, how would I collect enough dog hair for a large oil spill? The company Matter of Trust that I have contacted in previous years, they already collect dog hair and human hair for cleaning those oil spills. So I would go to them for that. However, I would also want to spread the word if there's a large oil spill, like on the news, that dog groomers and people who cut dog hair can bring that hair that's left over to some sort of organization like Matter of Trust so that they can gather that hair to clean it, the oil spill.
Carla, when you were doing your experiment, why did you think that the foil was going to work better than, say, the plate?
The question was why I thought the foil would work better than the plate. I thought the foil would work better than the plate because the foil, it looks more like a teardrop and the air can flow over it nicely and there's not like a block the second it hits it. It's not more like a straight like flat part where the air is first hitting. Where the plate, like it had like the straight block part where it was hitting, but the foil had more of like a round front.
Is it like an airplane?
Yes.
No.
Wait, oh, is it like an airplane? Which shape?
Yeah. Good.
Oh, the foil?
It's like a wing on an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Last chance. Anyone with a question here at the Cave Museum? We have someone raising their hand. Please stand up.
So the question is, how does your future look? I do want to go into a science position for my future. I want to become a dermatologist. So I want to go to high school at GHS and then to college, med school. Yeah.
I don't think I'd really pursue anything in science. It's not much my passion. I like the experiments, but not as much of the non-hands-on things.
I do not have many plans for my futures. I am just wanting life to take me wherever it wants me to go. wants me to go. So I do not have any exact plans, but I am planning on going to college, I'm pretty sure. So that's all I know for sure. I don't know what course or anything, but wherever life takes me.
Well, like I said, I hope you're taking notes because I'm sure you understood everything that they said. So here's our president, Matthew.
Thank you, all three of you. What an amazing job. You know, let's give them another round of applause, please. That's incredible. Great presentations. You obviously did great work. You gave not only the quality of the work, but the presentation, standing in front of all of us, handling the microphones and repeating questions, and constantly dealing with our setup. So you do a much better job of it than I each week. I can assure you that. Don't agree too much, John. So. Thank you all. We as a Rotary Club make a contribution to the science program each year for this, and it's our honor and privilege to do that. And thank you all very much. As we wrap up this week, as I said, I totally threw out the Star Wars quotes to students. I apologize if you even have any information or reference to that. But the quote for today I chose as we end this meeting is, "Imagine is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions." Albert Einstein. Have a great week, fellow Rotarians, and thank you very much, students.